like umntwana ubukela into over and over again. So what happens to you when you watch something over and over again? You're recording it, and you're only gonna get better at it. You wanna be fluent because you're constantly consuming it.
So it becomes part of you.
Yeah, you become that character, become that cartoon, and so that's why as kids, when we catch up and talk about it, to be like, doing all these things,
and we learn to be violent.
You've just stepped into An Empty Street, a podcast where we casually engage in difficult conversations about relationships, wealth, and health. We are just three curious gentlemen who ask questions almost about everything, and our aim is to find answers from others and within ourselves. We sit down every week to explore unaltered conversations. So let's walk the talk together, and welcome to the Empty Street Podcast.
In 3,
2,
1,
and we
rolling. Welcome back to the Empty Street Podcast.
Back, man, with another one.
Another Tuesday, another day.
Yes, sir.
Back again.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the street.
Yeah, let's walk together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about today's topic of discussion.
Conversation.
Because it's something that I think everyone can relate to.
Yeah.
Everyone has been seeing out there. Like the more we grow, something as you notice I good. Marayas. Badlalile ngatla.
Not even noticing.
Joe, next.
That's the part. Because, like, just thinking back to, so basically, it's all about cartoons, right?
Yeah.
And have you, I don't know if you guys in there notice it with you. Now my cartoon, let's say my cartoons of that.
Yeah.
But if you watch them, like with a new perspective on life, there's certain things that you pick up that you couldn't pick up. When you're a kid, it's just cartoons, it's just moving around and making all these funny noises, you know.
Yeah.
But when you grow older, you notice that there's actual subliminal messages that get like hinted here and there, you know, or like jokes that go above your head if you're a kid that you only get masomdala. Yeah, my picture man, so story, there's some hidden messages.
Yeah.
So I just found it fascinating how the same like cartoons you'd probably watch as a kid look totally different as you grow older.
Yeah, you absorb a different context on the cartoons most as umntana. But I think most of umntana, you just want amusement. You just look at what's gonna be fun, what's gonna make you laugh, and then then that's it. And then most of umntana is like you've seen both sides of life and the good and the bad, and then you can pick up oh shit, this speaks to me. And ngawanga ama-cartoon abenzela abantwana le. And back then when I was a kid, I didn't even pick that up. And so some cartoon character would say something so profound, you actually relate to as an adult.
Mara,
as a kid, it's like, okay.
Just watching movements.
Yeah, or sometimes there's some sexual depiction here. And you're like, Mara. I missed these when I was a kid. How come?
I think other storylines would literally resemble, like, they'd be a reflection of how we live our day-to-days. Like, there was this other scene on the Tom and Jerry. I think there's even a clip of it circulating on the internet. So there was this cat that he actually would Jerry liked. Jerry's actually the mouse.
Tom,
the cat that he liked. And then he empties out his last money to the last pin. Sent look clean. Keep him, but I jewelry shop a buy a ring. Buy a look a ring. And then when he gets to that woman, I propose. Okay, Tati microscope. Marat, it's even small even when you look at it through a microscopic glass. I'm telling you see the shield that people put on that weld. Yeah, a welding shield. I'm fake yona like let's say another ring that someone else proposed to her with. And so Magayfula veil, it's huge. Easy I'm
Shy, yeah.
So now Tom now walks away from that experience being depressed. He starts drinking a whole lot of milk. But what does milk actually depict? Alcohol.
Just because he's a cat.
He's a cat, so now the depiction is just milk.
Yeah.
So he drinks a whole lot of milk. He's drowning in his sorrows. He's worried. Next thing, Gula, just got married. Gets into a state. He starts being just depressed his whole time. So that's what I'm saying. Like some cartoon scenes were actually like a depiction of actual reality.
The reality.
You understand?
So they were actually planting something, though maybe as a one time, this kind of notice.
Yeah, as a kid, we were
okay,
not
it's real life because we're naive and we haven't experienced impilo to see these things with the so-called comparison.
Yeah.
But they were planting something in our heads. For instance, and then you see Tom buying a ring for someone, and then
it's an idea.
just because it's an idea that gets planted in your head. It's something you should do.
Yeah.
Though you should do it because everyone else in real life is doing it. But you as a child, that's where it's the inception of the idea.
Yeah, the idea.
Yeah.
It gets planted.
Okay.
Mind you, we should say maybe since we were young, maybe just watching them, ne? We should say subconsciously or psychologically did they affect us?
Certain jokes do affect you subconsciously. Like I'll notice, as you were saying, like does it affect you subconsciously?
Yeah.
You don't realize it. That's all. Or as in using it, you notice it in kids especially. Like over and over again. So what happens to you when you watch something over and over again? You're recording it. And you're only going to get better at it. You want to be fluent because you're constantly consuming it.
So it becomes part of you.
Yeah, you become that character, become that cartoon. And so that's why as kids, when we catch up and talk about it, to be like, doing all these things.
And we learn to be violent.
What do? You become a Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
So those kind of things. You're reflecting a Super Saiyan. Those kind of things. So you end up becoming those like cartoon characters, in different parts of scenarios that you might encounter as a kid, even as you grow older. I saw somewhere else by reference to SpongeBob, like the character SpongeBob, and how a lot of people actually like missed like a lot of positive things about just that character alone. Like he viewed everybody equally, and so whether it was his greedy boss, Mr. Krabs, or his moody next door neighbor, Squidward.
Hey, that guy is
always moody, always moody. And so always pitches up for work. He was just push his pants regardless of the situation that he has to deal with. He's always very fluent in that regard. And so he's there for his friends. Like all of those traits built up to actually who SpongeBob was. And so, but you miss all of that because of the chaos that happens around him.
And funny entertainment.
Funny entertainment.
So it's a matter of perception where you look.
That's why as you grow older and you understand life, also the perception changes. Now you understand it with a bigger view. Like
that means even it goes back to consuming kids.
Somehow.
Because after that they will create these cartoons as teddy bears. Then once you have a kid, maybe see those things, then after them they will want you to buy those cartoons for them.
Oh, I see.
So they will feel like maybe once they have them, now looking at them, I don't know, maybe they feel better or what.
For instance, for instance, on regular show, Mordecai and Rigby, what's their favorite meal?
Meet 'em. Head chef AJ Maldonado's been making headlines with his no-holds-barred style of burger. The ultimatum is a cheeseburger stuffed inside a cheeseburger with 2 deep-fried cheeseburgers as buns, and then we add our special ketchup that we get from the Himalayas. The ultimatum is so amazing, it's only being offered once every 100 years. Anyone who doesn't eat one is a chump.
Well, that sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's what we're saying.
I heard that if you ask for it Idaho style, they put a whole bag of chips in it.
If ever there could be a franchise out there that sells the same meal, it could
what
sell
would it
big
be?
time.
Yeah.
It could sell big time. Same applies with a Rick and Morty. The, what do they call it? The Szechuan sauce.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that sauce. If ever that sauce is available at McDonald's, everyone is gonna be after it. Yeah, wanna. So we are going to at some
But
point.
apparently that sauce
It's kind of
existed.
business. Yeah.
Once existed.
So yeah, at some point is like listen, this is bigger, just affect, and sometimes these subliminal messages that they hide behind, it's part of advertising in a way. Also, they maximize their profits. Come on, it's free and it's not noticeable, so it's like you just put something. We segment or so, and then people see it, or
Miss it.
the story. The story revolves around a certain product. And then people are gonna be after it because they saw it, or it's gonna
It's like an
resonate.
Easter egg sometimes. It's an Easter egg because
Exactly.
not everyone finds it.
Exactly.
So
when you do
everything
realize-
most developed the time that is portrayed is
Easter
is
egg.
being marketed.
Yeah. For instance, I think subliminal advertising or marketing experiment enziwe out bayibiza James Vickery in 1959, I think, or 1979, I'm not sure. But what he did, he was running a theater, a New Jersey theater. So he was running a picnic, those cinema picnics, theater picnics.
Yeah.
So he was running something on the projector. So in that film he was playing there, like in a fraction of a millisecond, he'd put an image or words there. In his case, he put words. Ukuthi, hungry, grab popcorn, or drink Coca-Cola. One is in this and then after that, he found out ukuthi ama sales were popcorn I increased it by like 80%, and then our Coke I increased it by like 18%. Ukhombisa ukuthi it actually worked. Though some researchers are just against it, ukuthi it actually works, but like we can take something from that. Ukuthi, why did they increase? Which means they do something in your subconscious.
Ibona isitolo special. Abamofika isitolo just yazusho ukuthi subconsciously affect, and then and you consume. Then after then, when you notice the consciousness. So, but when you get to a shop, that's where you get to recall. Oh shit, I saw this somewhere.
And you don't even remember because it's subconscious. Just it's something that communicates with your feelings. So Mabazo Shaya is subliminal marketing or advertising, something that's gonna communicate straight in your subconscious. It's like you don't get a chance to consciously take it in or make a choice which I'm taking this in because it's good in these ways. But more figure stolo and you want something that's gonna solve your problem, and then it's like there's a link between.
There's a certain feeling.
There's a link between your product nalendlela ofila ngayo or a registered with subconscious. So you're like, okay,
1 + 1.
And makhuluma nge-feeling ne, I was bengikhuluma naye izolo, khuluma ukuthi most of the time unokuthola umuntu afaka ku-status ne athi aposte something, then mangayiposta athi bese uyambuza ukuthi uposte lento uyipostile, then uzokutshela ukuthi angibese ngayiposta nje. Then I will say there's no such thing. Whatever you even post on Facebook or a screenshot, then wahamba uyifaka ku-status or whatever video uzoyifaka uthi ufake la. There's certain feeling, there's a setting that you felt before.
Even if it's subconscious.
Even if awuyifilanga, but khona into ekwenza ukuthi ufile ngayo. Silo uyarelate with the statement or with that video, or sila ngengoma or with the lyrics, but there's something you feel before even we post. So most of us are posting something without any feeling. So there's a certain trigger always eba khona. Just when songayitshela me ukuthi ayikho nje bese ngaposta nje the way uposta ngakhona. Yabona, but ikhona I-feeling the way usufila ngakhona.
There's something triggered.
Triggered. And now take for instance njengama daily episode. And the daily episode nowadays, they don't have even age. Ne?
Daily episodes
Yeah, daily episode.
in there.
Episodes about the old generation.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's worse for Zalo check violence the way in corner. But I age
age restriction.
There's no age restriction there. I found and the more check I'm to the female by 10. Right? Usenabula and the Kumuluti, lentally in the daily. So by Boo and Agum9 and Kumulentally is all about the violence. That's what they portray. They portray violence. That's why most of the time I check a move in South Africa. They're all about the violence.
Yeah.
That already portray for someone outside the country with that country is all about violence. Because we always portraying that it's violence. Our show they always violence. When I check with wonke la masob no matter ayaphuma ngena manye but everything is over corner violence. Corruption. Crime.
There was I'm recalling this other Twitter post I saw. This guy was like analyzing into yizo while we were growing, like what the white people did. They created this show yizo for us as black people. In a way, it's like they romanticized gangsterism. Like if ungabheka leya era ye beyibheke yizo lengathi bekuthi even le Grootman ekasi le Grootman sisabaya siyazi ukuthi igcina vele like it's the Grootman we look up to ukuthi siyachazeka zonke lezo zinto even eyigela manje sesigwazana ngamapen izinto ezinjalo so
kuzushayina sport
so uyabona ukuthi it kind of reflects society to the way it is, but it's not actually helping with anything, but it's like romanticizing what's currently happening. So even I think Mauti lama soapies don't have age restrictions. I think that one is covered by the broadcasting
commission.
Commission. Ukuthi parental guidance is advised. So with TV they just play anything and putting parents it's my parents' responsibility ukuthi you should guide
keep your kids in line.
So you should look
during these times,
especially on DSTV. That's nowadays you can set the password for those certain programs. Then you set the password. Then I call with our access.
But then even on if you think about sorry to just jump in, Netflix. Like it also has no restriction based on your search. So if a kid on a 10 comes to your account, avela search and everything, it's gonna filter everything related to that search. It's not just gonna think, oh, it was. Let me just go into the kids section and find things related to him that are within his age group. It's so that kid now has a choice to actually click on a horror movie, romance, a chick flick, all of these things that he's not even prepared yet to actually be watching. And he's supposed to be watching about Nickelodeon, Disney, and all of that. But even those cartoons these days are not really. They don't do much for the humors. So there's ways of safeguarding your account. When you forget PIN and just let in Netflix Kids or something, just leave that one open. But put passwords so that even if your kid has to now try and access these other accounts, they also like logged. So otherwise, they will see anytime.
And then manje hard in done. And then manje so buyela kliento SIE show on that episode we were talking about marketing. The dark side of marketing. Ukuthi if you have $10 as an investor in your marketing, and you have a choice to direct your marketing to children or direct your marketing to adults, always direct it to children. So, manje, we have this thing is it's actually safe for our kids to watch a cartoon. What makes us trust these people? Because we just turn a blind eye. As adults, we don't. We're just like, as long as umtana mabukela cartoon, it's safe. As long as angekho kulama channel.
That gets the kid off your back.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. That's the
So,
bigger problem.
But you don't actually analyze
what they
ukuthi
consume.
is this
appropriate.
appropriate ukuthi I consume and how does it affect umntana? And listen, this is sure ukuthi like even if you can go to Google manje check ukuthi how cartoons affect children. Uzobona ukuthi kuzopop up the first thing that pops up with Disney. Ukhombisa ukuthi there is something subliminal abayipushayo esayidini wellbona bathi I think ba acknowledge ukuthi they've actually taken down some of the cartoons that people were complaining about, or when they release their movies, Guma DVDs, they actually cut those scenes off or do something like that. Marabona, into engiyibona kakhulu is sexual depiction. Into important. I mean, into a dominant. Yeah, abayipushayo, and you'd ask yourself why, because bengibhekile kulama posters, because mostly bayipusha ngawo lama poster, and then sometimes kuma scenes. Yeah, so into engiyibona common ukuthi bapusha sexual. You're gonna see a dick there. You're gonna see a lady being a bit,
or even these parts being depicted
these
as
parts,
nuts, bro.
we are one and nuts, bro. And then each line would depict the shaft.
the dick.
We are one. So it's like, okay, what's happening? Because when you Lion King, I'm sure you saw it. Lion King, you see back of a woman.
Face.
Yeah.
Kanti here, it's actually a back.
Yeah. So it could be a coincidence,
or just
it could not
who's
be.
perverted.
I think it could be
Someone that's just perverted.
Yeah, we are one. But what's up with the fascination of depicting sexual stuff?
Even
Squidward. Yeah, one. So this is actually a thing. Yeah, one. Joe, that's a shaft. Abu Mickey Mouse. And this is the Lion King. There's the word
apparently
sex.
with this one they said it's actually
SFX.
SFX. So it's like a nod to the
Hey,
sound
bro,
effects.
now you lay Lion King. We are one. So, uzazibuza like, what's the fascination with sexual depiction? We are one. Joe, like, what's the? And then it would make sense. Sex sells.
Yeah, sex sells.
Then umntana at a very young age. Say, like planted these ideas about sex, though engaziboni mara ngithi subconscious akazazi but they'll actually register the subconscious yakhe and uzobona into familiar, and no wonder we have such a hypersexual generation,
a very horny young generation.
hypersexual ikameli crazy. Yeah, so
but mayibuya lapho yabona njengama cartoons. At least singayibeka ngalendlela ukuthi message yabo is very hidden, right? Then uyakhona babuke lezi zinto lezi bayibuke bodwa, and as uNceba kasho ukuthi it feels good as long umntwana occupied angaphazamisi, yabona ukhona uba busy ngezinto or ukhona uba busy ngazo. Then still na late.
yeah,
Late sesihleli sonke siyifamily siyabuya sesibuka khona lapho sesibuka lama show. That was a hidden message about sexuality, right? But now kulama soapy, sexuality is not hidden. Involve even cheating. Then bakhona ukukhombisa ukuthi when a wife cheats, ucheata kanjani, when a man cheats, ucheata kanjani, and how horny do they get? That's why nokuthola amaphonselana phezulu matafula benza ini already iplanta certain things uyangithola iyakhombisa ukuthi mohoni kahle kahle uba kanje uyangithola. So zonke lezi zinto azibonile kuma cartoon, just imagine zisekhona lezi zinto lezo, then manje sekazoyibona is like now the real character seyizenza, and not just a character or white, a black character. And then I was born with this thing is actually allowed. Then after and I think it is right and it's suitable with it, do it at any age. Then that's why Munda Shesha crave assessing. I wonder with Bafilanja, then Zotalanja is not been a hypersexual generation.
I think another thing that they push is the propaganda though.
Yeah.
Like if they can't get to you through the news, and stuff. Like if you watch even a newspaper,
Sure.
there's this cartoonist called Zapiro.
Yeah.
Familiar.
Yeah, cartoonist they no cartoon newspaper.
Yeah.
I think also in Sunday Times of course. But he normally tackles political type of issues.
Yeah.
So I'm a drawing work mostly very political. That's all. But those kind of things. I mean, if you can push that narrative on cartoons, drawings, then there's also a generation when I mean they still do it in mind. During the World War, especially, they did the same thing where they pushed narratives like maybe subliminal messages regarding maybe a certain issue by pushing it through a cartoon. They say, if it's relating to you, it's basically like a public broadcast. But they don't do it through the news. They did it through like cartoons. I understand. So isn't this interesting?
So they're setting that certain program.
There's even a scene on I think it was Lion King where Oscar is standing on top of a cliff, and then he's standing like troops or anything. Like they took that snippet apparently from how the Nazis used to do their rallies. So Scar was basically Hitler, and then all of those hyenas are basically the Nazis.
It's like metaphors. They communicate in metaphors.
We shot the Jew to Scar.
I've been in But I look at how Simpsons, dog, it always surprises me. Like, it's amazing how Simpsons have seemed to predict.
And that's how propaganda was also pushed. Simpsons, they do it perfectly.
Have you watched The Simpsons?
Simpsons.
It's those that yellow family.
My boy.
Simpsons, Family Guy. Family Guy.
Those two, bro. Those two. Family Guy, it's something else. Then there's that categorization. You're going to, this is adult cartoons. One.
Those are specific.
So by categorize that.
It's adult cartoons.
You can't just have kids watching.
Rick and Morty as well. It's adult cartoons.
They also, they're accessible. That's why it's obvious. But I mean, The Simpsons are accessible on DSTV. Until Family Guys on DSTV. So at any time can go in there and search. So, I don't know if Simpsons are on Netflix or not, but like they're still accessible, even though it's prescribed for a certain age group. No more but the kid is not going to see the same thing you see. Is what we basically started the conversation with. Eyes of a kid are still innocent. When you see life in so many other views, so you have a broader understanding of life and just things that are being said. So each exactly. So they can make a normal joke. To a kid, it just sounds like words, but to you, it's actually like it sounds way deeper than the kid understands.
Words are powerful. Words are powerful. Words are language.
I mean, he died. I don't know if you started watching it, but he. Love, Death and Robots. Same thing with that, bro. Especially the three robot characters. With those guys, really, they're always pushing an envelope.
I haven't watched the third season.
So with I'm a character 3, I'm a robot 3, but it's a short story. So they brought back that short story, but basically it depicts robots at an end of civilization. Humankind is dead. It's post-apocalyptic type of times. Robots basically rose, had an uproar and took over the world. So now they basically just exploring what's left of.
And what humans used to do.
And how they reached their own downfall. So they also they have those kind of conversations and everything.
I love
like
that.
That.
Robots is
so they went even deeper, man.
I parked the season 2. Season 2 I only watched it maybe a week before but release season 3. So I was watching this one, this lady una le vacuum cleaner around the house.
That turns into it starts
it turns into a killing machine. Dog, I'm like, everyone. Fuck, are we gonna like reach this level? I mean, there's already been instances where AMA robots say things that were not
Tell it,
programmed
yeah,
to
to
say. And then everyone's like sitting back and like,
It just makes you
yeah.
question AI and its evolution,
And the
as a
purpose
technology.
behind.
Because as much as you're taking away like human interaction, what are you replacing it with? That's what. You're taking away like from material, you're taking away humans. A machine,
Achieve
speed
those
points,
tasks,
match.
yeah.
I can just scan, pay out. And so on. But at some point, there's gonna come a point where you need humans. What are you gonna do there? Because all you're surrounded with now is just devices and technology. And when that technology now turns on you, what is then?
That's why even was a China, Ali Babu.
Yeah.
That guy, in the way we are focusing on my robots, as much as they can be good, and they are trying to replace us with them, but we must always stick to the human nature, because they have something that they will never replace us with. So if we can teach that to the young generation. It doesn't matter, we have these robots that are coming to replace us, but there's something that's human about us, but that they will never replace. So we must always grow that instead of trying to eliminate.
Robots do have creativity. You can only program them to do something that a human has already done. So that human creativity, okay, if we're looking at this maybe architecture building,
and
you can use your robots.
That's the thing. They can replicate what you do, but do it better.
Do it better and in precision.
Precise.
Yeah.
Precise.
Yeah.
Because that's how they even get cars, robots to make cars. Because it's always gonna come in a certain shape.
Symmetrical.
It's perfect. No mistake. It's not like Sandra Saga Ali K, Lana Kobege Ganji, Sandra Saga SK Kobege Ganji, Mara Wonka, VW, we golf.
Yeah. So in those instances, I think that's where we can use a robot.
Yeah.
But do you guys remember that time I shared in the group? Uguti, my nephew asked me to
for
do
that project.
a research, on a project. Prepared speech. So he needed a research. So there's topics, interesting topics that we could like touch on the podcast. So I was surprised with the fuck. Tina saying public school as I sense. So it's like so I actually did the research for him, but I picked a similar topic to what we're talking about today. How do television affect teenagers negatively or positively? On the thing I like explained it, the positive side and the negative side and how things are happening. Nalento show with your parents, because your parents want to watch Uzalo. And then now you consume that content that's not made for you. And even brands now, zizo shy advertising yazo through those soapies. So for instance, if ever usbu example a certain brand, kids in the hood will see Usbu as the cool kid, or cool character. Then they'll want to be that character, and then like basically the protagonist of whatever show or story so they'll want to be like that person, and then who benefits? That brand. Because now people in the community will start want to buy that certain brand so that they can feel like that person. So that's one of the factors and how it like affects us psychologically.
And it goes deep, man. It goes deep. Even that's only article there was this line we always thank God.
Always thank God that door of your mind.
I think the Nceba legal and the message only is directed to the kids, but it's only also directed to the parents, the brothers and sisters. If we can try to these challenges in these things not just go to see boa for entertainment or which is Singaporani or Singaporean engine, but then at the end of the day, let's look at impact is to these young kids. Today is nabantwana amachite katsi abahamba bachekile because babone a certain character that was But then already already there's teenage pregnancy on this television. Not only with ba try to combine with ama challenges, but also at the same time these kids they feel like they consume that and
once you see something like isenzo ngabantu abaningi whether it's positive or negative in your mind it creates a familiarity and once it's something is familiar it's something that's acceptable. One as ngakutshela this other day angazi walk amara social and then angikhumbula ukuthi what we were talking about and when you were like everyone else is doing it. Correct, I was like, just because everyone else is doing this, it doesn't mean it's morally right. I want to because everyone else is doing it. It's familiar and it doesn't feel wrong in any ways because everyone is doing it. But we should be like monitoring ourselves every time. How does this negatively affect me? How does this positively affect me? How does it affect my kids?
Because after that, you know what? I look at things in a manner that it doesn't matter. You can have a substantial reason why you're doing something, but it doesn't make it right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. You have a reason or not, but it doesn't make it right since you have a reason, right? So the same as if check kakhulu into engiyicheckile engiyibona ukuthi wonke lama soap into common kakhulu cheating on wife and husband marriage, that's all. Zonke lezi izinto being portrayed there. Then kakhulu into abathanda ukuyiveza beveza lento yokuthi umjita maka-cheat the happiness behind. When the wife cheat, the happiness behind. Then bese lento leyo uzosilwa nalento leyo kusho ukuthi cheater akukho grand, ukucheater kunjani. But then as K manje asho ukuthi the way maybe bayiportray ngakhona as long as yenziwa abantu abaningi and bayibona every day, so at the end of the day igcina ifamily, right? Then it feels right ukuthi umuntu uzombona une husband endlini but makafika officeini ukhona ukuba nale feeling ukuthi happy because ubona someone that cheated naye, then they're having something in the office. Right? That's why today unokuthi uthola ukubona amavira kuvezela ku building ba busy angithola into ezikanjalo because already into lebe dala yaqala ba portrayed. Yabona, so izinto ezikanjalo ibonayo ukuthi as sizama ukuthi uyas eliminate or uzama ukuthi isingabi khona, but as more as ziba portrayed in this television. And one thing about this television, they can change a name of a television, of a soapy, but then at the end of the day, whatever message they have is one and the same thing.
And these subliminal messages that they portray, it's either they targeting happiness, they targeting sex,
sadness, yes.
they targeting power, feeling superior,
politics,
or happiness are already counted. So they targeting is lama emotion is wafunayo as abantu. For instance, kune clip they trend on TikTok and I think it's still trending, I don't know. But the two people, it's like a lady and this guy. So it's like they were stealing, they had an affair. They both have partners. So they had their affair. So umchita amlahla lo muntu bekajola na, it's like I seka grand for whatever reasons I don't know the context. And then this girl yena usaqhubeka nomuntu wakhe serious naye, but they have this affair. So it comes to a point now this guy gets to this girl and bangabaxhosa, and this girl is, I mean this guy is like nandiyakuthanda ndimlahlile umuntu wami so ngifuna wena ngoku uyabo. And then this girl is like hayi uphambena size ndiyenze mina lonto, please respect the relationship yami uyabo. And this guy is shouting ba mina ndiyakuthanda kodwa, and then this guy ithi hayi man nami ndiyakuthanda, this girl as well nami ndiyakuthanda. So you see ukuthi abantu that they had affairs zabo, and then at the end this was exciting to a point where they actually cut off abantu bebanabo. Everyone else is doing it, sure, it's being portrayed with TV ukuthi izinto ezenzakalayo, sure, but does it make it right ukuthi manje sesizokhathana kanje or treat each other that way ukuthi, or treat life ngaleyo ndlela ukuthi okay there's something more, there's something better outside, there's always something better outside, but you just have to look for it.
There's always better feeling.
There's always a better feeling, a more exciting feeling. And we want ukuthi siyabona ukuthi ku-exciting ma untshontsha something on the side. Ama-sweet antshontshiwe amnandi more than uwathengile.
And once waba nawo ama-sweet maseba baningi awusawadli.
It's a cycle. Into ekumele siyi-understand is ukuthi I will never get satisfied.
Yeah, I will never.
Yeah.
And I will never be satisfied.
Another thing engifuna sithathe kuyo mflangathi ngikhuluma too much. Engifuna sithathe kuyo is Barbie dolls. Uyabona, as abantwana udlala ngama-dolls and you'd never see Barbie dolls. Yeah, when it starts with race and weight.
Yeah.
As well. Always Barbie dolls like
this model
with that
model
hair.
size.
Yeah, model size. So it's like even emtaneni, it's like it gives them something. And then you go to the actual cartoons.
The story starts to change, especially with the color, the race.
Yeah, it's only now because people have pointed it out.
Yeah, they pointed it out. Maratala, it was just Barbie.
Yeah.
Yes,
Uti. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you look at how women have tried to put pressure on themselves when it comes to weight, having weight Barbie dolls, having weight cartoons that are perceived as
Cinderella.
Yeah, like you have
Perfect.
to be perfect, have snatched waist and isn't
Yeah.
So you just try to model yourself to that picture that you saw since you were a kid.
So then it also answers your question, what does it affect you going forward as you grow older? So
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Movies like chick flicks, romantic movies, romantic
Fairy
comedies. There's
Pushing
always
narrative,
that
fairy
idea
tale.
about
Happily
romance,
ever after.
romantic and then
It's one
you
thing,
get married.
but-
Once you get married and then the movie ends, it doesn't show you what happens in marriage. Or if it starts with the couple
Life
that's
journey.
married, and then it's gonna be those two people going separate ways and then going and finding other people and then coming back and then it shows you the excitement with the happiness, but it doesn't show you the exact same things that people that are married go through. And I think a movie for me now that it's a sequel, ANZ, like that giving us sort of an idea of what's happening, but it was exaggerated. It's called, oh shit. Do you know the guy who acts Pink Panther?
The actor.
Yeah. Let me just quickly search. Let me search this guy. So, banabantwana baningi bashadile, and this guy uyi coach. Yabona, cheaper by the dozen.
Yeah, I wanted to say
Cheaper by the dozen. Yeah, cheaper by the dozen. Yeah, yeah. So
like €3, didn't they?
Yeah. So it's like iyakhombisa ukuthi kunzima kanjani ukuphila in marriage and actually having kids izinto ezinjalo, and then you as a guy you have that pressure ukuthi you have to make the family happy, and in that process of making the family happy and giving your wife the dream that has been portrayed out there or by society has been painted, yokuthi get married happily ever after, go stay in this kind of place and all of that, and then this guy works to make that happen, only to find out at the end that he actually neglects his family in the process. He actually neglects himself, his character in the process of acquiring zonke lezi. So yeah, that's something I just wanted to point out there.
I think the last thing they also to cover the cartoons, the toys. More especially with the young ladies. Uzothola badlala ngabotedi babatshintsha impahla babathatha babateta yabo lento leyo then uthetha umntwana ukuthi what does it do to them psychologically, so right. Whereas umntwana mase kakhula ukhula ngelento ukuthi I need to have a baby, I need to have a child. Because already la ngana botheli sibanika bona ukuthi babhizi babatshintsha impahla babateta yabona. Next thing is
like the motherly instincts gets installed in their minds from a very young age, which is a good thing, I think. But for us as guys, it never happens. So for you as a guy, you should make that commitment. You should volunteer to be an active parent. It doesn't come just naturally for you to be a parent.
No. Tina matho eswathola ila webham then
Yeah.
And where do we end up?
Yeah.
We end up in the streets.
Yeah. End up in the street. In the street, then we are violent.
And then you wonder where that violence comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
and you
whooping
get
is
to
way
wonder why the percentage of males in a prison is higher than the one of females. Yeah, it's one of those things. Putting aside our character traits, we are less agreeable, Tina, as men. So it's likely we're gonna have some collision. Yeah, and end up killing ourselves or whatever. But yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Any last words?
Me, I don't have last words.
Yeah.
I've said it all. Bro.
Yeah.
No,
Rapping.
Yeah.
You just say like we always say.
as we always say,
Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and take care of your pockets. This is the Empty Street Podcast, and we signing out.
yeah.